right. I'm gonna call the jail committee meeting to order for July 1st, 2026. And I'm gonna turn it over to Mr. Wayne Frugier, jail committee chairman.
Well, I'm in return gonna turn it over to Ben Boudreaux, so he can introduce our camera guy, Mr. Martinez.
The purpose of tonight's meeting is to introduce Mr. Martinez, who's going to talk about his company, who has a state contract with the state of Louisiana for prison systems, their automation, control of locks, and specifically their camera systems. We've been looking at now upgrading and adding some additional cameras to the jail for quite a long time now, and we've kind of looked at some preliminary quotes. Mr. Martinez has submitted a quote, a couple detailed quotes in your package, a proposal for the new camera system and layout, and I believe he actually has tweaked some of those, and there was a couple cameras that we could probably like eliminate, duplicated or whatever. So I think the quotes you'll have in your packet would be like the highest cost would be. A question for tonight would be, we have two systems for option for the cameras. One's a Vigilant, which is a name brand, requires licensing. It's a little more, and then an unlicensed camera system. And then we also have representatives from the Jeff Davis Parish Sheriff's Office here. So if y'all have questions, please come up and ask. We want to make sure that we're going in the right trajectory tonight, and if we need to pivot or something, just let us know. So I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Martinez. He can talk about his company, talk about those proposals, and how the state contract would work. So.
Hello. With Homeland Safety Systems, our corporate office out of Shreveport, Louisiana. We have 4 offices in Louisiana. The closest here is at New Iberia. We've been doing cameras and detention controls for 20 or so years. I've been with the company for about 13. We are in quite a few sheriff's offices and schools. Only do K through 12, corrections, and federal bases. So primarily all government contracts. With the state contract, we have our detention automation equipment and camera equipment on our state contract. It's just a branded solution by the state. We also have our camera equipment on a GSA schedule, which is a federal procurement, a little stricter guidelines there. And we have everything on a TIPS, which is also another federal procurement, but it's a little more looser. As far as the solutions I've provided to you guys for this jail, I came and walked the facility a couple months ago. The issues that they said they were having with the automation was more from the service side, and there's a few issues that they're having issues getting people to correct. We've been doing the automation for quite a while, very familiar with the systems. The camera side, I offer 2 solutions. We have a branded solution that we use typically, but we're kind of camera agnostic. We're an integrator. We'll use whatever. He mentioned that the sheriff's office has a preference to the Vigilant and Motorola, which is a lot of sheriff's offices in the state use Motorola because they just have their hands in kind of a lot of areas. So that's something that we can offer as well. We've used them before, and so that was one of the other solutions we offered. They are a little bit more expensive, so that quote is a little heavier on the price tag. They offer 2 different flavors, right? You can get the cloud solution or an on-prem solution. So there is licensing with both. The cloud solution is cheaper in the initial investment because you don't have, it's headless for the most part. You don't have a server and other things to connect it to. But there is a reoccurring license that would go with that. So it just kind of depends on how you want to slice it and how you want to view it. We're familiar with both. We use a lot of different systems. That's kind of our field, is we just make the technologies work together and learn how to use it and deploy it.
So we could kind of take the quotes one at a time. The first one, the quote's $198,000. And correct me if I'm wrong, this would be going there and build a system to replace what Cornerstone is doing now, as far as when someone presses buzzer, you would have a system that would be in place that would be alerted. It would pull up the appropriate camera, and you would be able, your system would then be able to let the operator remotely unlock the door, which is currently being done now through Cornerstone, correct?
Correct. So currently, you guys control locks, water, lights, and your cameras are integrated in there as well, and then your intercoms. We could reuse all the intercoms. Y'all are using a Harding intercom system, which is the same system we use for our branded solution. So it would be replacing the logic controllers for the locking system and the lighting. And then we can build any kind of reactions or logic on the backside. I program it, a lot of it myself. So a lot of it is kind of whatever SOPs that you guys have in the facility, any kind of reactions to events. We can kind of automate that process, timed on and offs, group on and offs, any kind of reaction to a status change of an equipment. We can program and do so. So from the camera side, as he mentioned, yes, when someone hits an intercom, kind of a standard thing that we always do is you pull up the camera closest inside and outside of each door automatically on a separate screen, so you can see who you're about to let through the door and who you're about to open the door to. It's just a lot faster than trying to scan or asking them to identify on the screen, those kinds of things.
So if he doesn't build a system, we would still be required to get Cornerstone down here. We have to fly the people down to integrate the new cameras and their new system. And their initial quote was over $100,000 as well. So I don't remember the exact number. I think it was a very budgetary number. But I think the issues we have with Cornerstone is them being, not being nearby and having trouble getting them here. Thomas, can you come up and maybe kind of give us an overview of the issues that we deal with Cornerstone specifically?
So Cornerstone deals with us out of San Antonio. They will charge us a day to get here, a day to work, and then a day to get home. And so whenever we sign out one of those 5-day contracts or whatever it is for, I don't remember how much, stupid amount of money, basically we're paying them to travel more than to work. Also, when there's technical issues and stuff, it's like pulling teeth to get them to help out. And if you want my opinion, I would ditch them as quick as I could.
They would still remain the manufacturer for the hardware itself. It'd still be Cornerstone locks. The Homeland Safety System would just be operating those locks remotely, through the actuators.
And I can mostly repair all of those locks myself. That division of their company is very responsive compared to the technology end. And all it is and Carson can address this, all it is sending a signal to the machine saying open, and then close. So am I basically answering that correct?
Yeah,
It's,
yes, sir.
Yeah, they send power.
So Cornerstone just does the locks. That's all.
They'll just have the hardware,
If we
the
went
actual
through the
door
system,
hardware.
they would be only part that they would do is supply us new locks when the locks go out.
So we
Those
can't.
locks are, those things last 20, 30 years.
How much is Cornerstone?
Easily.
So
How much is that gonna run us with Cornerstone?
I think we pay like a $20,000 a year contract just to have them on retainer, and we prepay for them.
So
Some
they
not
still
cheap.
have, would still be paying the 20
No,
Cornerstone.
no, I think we can drop that whole thing.
yeah, that was prepaying. You get a little discount on their employment on their rate, and you become like a preferred customer for call outs. So that
And it still takes them a good while to get to you.
Okay.
so
No, I know their service is terrible.
Yes.
I know it takes forever to get something done with those guys.
I will say we have certified locksmiths on staff, and we can't purchase the hardware. We can install it if you need us to as well. It's not our forte. We're more on the electronic side than the hardware, but we can do it.
So tell me a little bit where y'all located. You said you have 4 offices.
Yes,
What-
sir.
Give me some jails and stuff schools that you're maintaining currently. Just
Sure.
a quick list.
Yeah, no. Our corporate office at Shreveport, Caddo Correctional, is a very large sheriff's office down there, and we've maintained their jail for 20 years, as long as we've been in business.
Okay.
New Iberia is our closest office to here. They handle Lafayette Parish Sheriff's Office, Livingston Parish Jails. We're in Webster Parish Sheriff's Office. We're in Washita Correctional in Monroe. We handle quite a few in Louisiana. We've done some in Texas as well, East Texas and Arkansas. Our office in Louisiana, we have St. Rose at New Orleans, or just outside of New Orleans. New Iberia, Shreveport, and Monroe.
So you don't have an office in Iberia?
Yes, sir.
And you talked about the cloud licensing fee versus the hardware. What's that annual fee about?
Yeah, on the Vigilance side for the cloud stuff, if you wanted to go that route, from what I've seen, it's about it depends on how much retention you want, but it's around $150 a camera a year.
$150 per camera per year.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
But you don't have the initial investment of the server on the front end, right? I mean, so it's a give and take there, and just how you want to manage the system and where you want it going.
So would we be leasing these cameras from you or purchasing them? And if we're purchasing them, what's the warranty on them?
Anything we provide, you get a 1-year warranty, labor and parts included. After that, we do offer service contracts, if you wanted to go that route for different rates. On the cloud stuff, you do own the product. You are leasing the storage space to house the footage, I guess would be the best way to describe it, right? Personally, I'm not a huge fan of the cloud stuff for corrections, but I know a lot of places like it and they find it convenient and they want to do it, so we're not going to stop people from doing it. But it is, you don't have the initial investment of the server. You're just paying to host the footage in a server farm somewhere else.
So I'm not a computer guru. So what would we be looking at for hardware if we went the hardware route? About
We build our own machines in-house.
Okay.
We build 32-channel servers for around $8,000 before state contract discounts. They're around $7,500 after the 10% off.
So how did you build your quotes out, with hardware or cloud?
With hardware. Yes,
With
sir.
hardware.
Yeah, on-prem.
This includes
Yes, sir.
hardware.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So the quotes you're seeing is the on-prem solution, on-premise solution, right? For both our equipment that we would provide or the Avigilon equipment. But I just wanted to mention, since y'all do like the Avigilon system, that the cloud is an option, and that would bring the price down initially. You just have the reoccurring after that.
Right. Okay.
So can you tell us like the fundamental difference between the two camera systems? And I would like for them to maybe speak on their own behalf, because I really don't know what their preferences are. I just think they've had good luck with the Vigilon, and that's what they're currently using. But maybe they could chime in and say more. But what's fundamentally the difference between the two camera systems?
The difference is, Motorola is a pretty heavy hand. They're in a lot of stuff. Their big push in Louisiana specifically, but really all over, is it's a single pane of glass, right? You got, they're already doing your radios probably for your police officers, and then your body cams and your access control, and then your camera. So it's an easy platform that everything sits in, and it's just kind of bringing it all together. That's the main push for Motorola, and especially in Louisiana, I've seen. From the camera side, we can do anything they do the same for the most part. It's recording footage, storing it, any kind of analytical events or data you want to capture, we can do that. The difference would be it's a separate system, right? So to view the cameras, it wouldn't be in the same platform that they're operating their access control or maybe their current cameras that they're using at the sheriff's office. So it would be two systems that you would view it from. But we could handle that infrastructure, and we do it all the time. So, but again, we just want to offer solutions. That's really what we do. We're an integrator, so we'll figure out the technology and we'll make it work no matter what you guys decide to go with or want to go with. I'm the technical guy, so I apologize for I'm not really the salesperson here. I'm the guy who puts out fires, so I was a little underprepared for
for this. I apologize.
So,
All right.
Did y'all want to comment? Please.
So my name's Brett Perrin. I know I've met most of you. I work for the sheriff's office. My role there primarily is in an IT function. Pretty much everything you said is correct. So both systems realistically are probably going to provide the same end result. For the sheriff's office specifically, Avigilon is our preference. The main reason for that are some of the reasons that he outlined. The sheriff's office has made quite a bit of investment into several systems that we use, most of which are Motorola. The most recent of which is something that's called Command Central Aware. What it does is it gives our dispatchers the ability to bring in all kinds of resources from the outside world into one centralized location, one of which is camera feeds. If it's an Avigilon system, it's natively going to be compatible with that. Doesn't mean that some other system can't be brought into it, but there would be some additional cost for the sheriff's office to bring that in versus the Avigilon system that would already be capable of going straight into that system. In addition to that, we're already using Avigilon for all of our other systems, camera-wise, which would make it a little more seamless for us. At the end of the day, ultimately the system belongs to you guys. Obviously, we're operators of it. But it would be more beneficial for us. It would be more seamless for us if it was Avigilon, just based on what we're doing today. We definitely can make it work. It's not that we can't make it work, but that would definitely be our preference for that reason. So, but I can answer any other questions if y'all have a question
So
specific.
y'all prefer the Vigilon camera?
That would be our preference. It sounds like they're kind of agnostic on the whole ordeal. It sounds like obviously they have a branded solution that they can provide that would give the same benefits.
Same results,
But our
right.
preference would be the Avigilon system.
And what is the difference, Carson, and if you went with a Vigilon?
The difference in
And cost.
features or cost?
Cost? About, do you have that?
$20,000 difference, give or take 30,000, something like that. I did.
So
After speaking with Mr. Hotar, he did inform me that there were 17 cameras on site that are already IP. I haven't physically looked at them myself, but I just took those off in the labor that it would take to run lines for those. And so the reworked quotes did go down some, about 20K each, give or take. But the difference between the two is about a $20,000 or $30,000 difference.
Plus the $20,000 a year in license.
Well, if you go with the on-prem, it isn't recurring unless there's a recurring with to bring them into Command Aware. But no, I don't believe you can.
The sheriff's also too.
Yeah. Now, if you go in the cloud, there's recurring, but the on-prem should be a one-time issue to get.
Okay. Anybody else got any questions?
No, I preference the Vigilon if that's what the sheriff's department wants. I know we can't vote on it, 'cause we don't have
Yeah,
a
we
quorum,
don't have a quorum, but
but I would
we can
recommend
present it.
Carson just work out on the Vigilon part and give us a final quote on it.
Do you have Carson, could you, since we're not voting on this tonight, could you leave me your email address?
Yeah, of course.
And I'd like to, digest the pages that we have here, which is the first time I've seen, I didn't get to see them today. I'd like to digest them, and if I got any questions, I can shoot them to you.
I'll forward you his email.
All right, thank you, Peter. All right,
I'd have bought me a bottle of water to see them prices. Kind of hard to swallow with them.
yeah,
You know, the gallon.
all right, so we don't have anything else.
These were the.
Man, you have any other further questions for Carson?
No, sir. I appreciate y'all giving us the opportunity, to provide for y'all. I was, I'm from here, and I'd love to work with you guys. The
You
jail.
say you're from here.
I
Where you
didn't even
from?
Realize, sir.
Where you from?
From here, yes, sir.
J-Town?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
And so I didn't realize that the jail isn't really that old, and I was surprised to see the cameras they put in there were a little dated for even the age of the jail. So I know that's a frustration that they've had for a while. So
Yeah.
but appreciate the opportunity. Sure.
Yep, definitely appreciate you coming, Lance. You got any questions for him? Good. Any more from you, Ben?
No, sir.
I don't think they were a little dated. I think they were a lot dated.
Sheriff's Department, y'all got any more questions for him right now? All right, Carson, I appreciate you coming. If nobody has anything else, we'll adjourn it. All right. I need a motion to adjourn. Mr.
Me and
LeBeau,
people.
Wayne. Motion to adjourn. Meeting adjourned.